Good day, students. Today we're going to look at the solution to number 10. It's a long answer question from your chapter 4 sample quiz found in book 2 of your ma1026 booklets. And it's giving us an equation of the height in meters of a rocket t seconds after it's being fired. And the first question is finding the height after 2 seconds. Now, that's just an evaluation. Find the height after 2 seconds means right when the time is 2, because remember this is time versus height, right, x and y. So when the time in 2 seconds, what is the height? So we're just evaluating h of 2. Now if you don't like the h of or function notation, you can just call it h if you want. You don't have to call it h of t. If you don't like that function notation, same thing. Or you could have called it y. But h of 2 means exactly that. Take 2 and substitute it in for t. So this is purely a calculator. Substitute and calculate. Okay, so I'll go to my calculator here on the side, -16, open bracket. I always use brackets or parentheses when I substitute. Square, and then plus 1088. Oops, 0. Making sure I got 88 there. Yep, 88 times 2 as well. Enter. So it looks like the height after 2 seconds of this rocket is 212 meters. Okay, so the height after 2 seconds is 212 meters. Now, so that's just a practice using function notation, substituting. That's all. Now, part B, you see this keyword here, maximum. And anytime you see maximum or minimum of a quadratic equation, then you're looking for the vertex, right? What is the vertex, in other words, in this case? So, and how do we find the vertex, right? We know the vertex is hk, right? But we know that h, the x value, is always minus b over 2a. Now, I don't want to get confused with the height, so I'm going to change that x value to, instead of using h for height, I'm going to say x equals minus b over 2a to avoid any confusion here. Now, what is the x coordinate? The x coordinate is actually the time in this case, isn't it? The x coordinate is the time. So this is going to give you the time. So minus b. Now what's b? B is the coefficient of the x term, or in this case t term. So b is going to be see where I get b? Alright, let's write that down here. So b is 108, oops, 88. And a is the coefficient of the squared term, and that's going to be what? That's going to be -16. So plugging that in, we get minus from the formula. That's this minus right here. Okay, and then we get open bracket 1088 close bracket all over 2 times -16. Now this always, when you're doing these word problems, this time, this x value, which is actually time, okay, is going to be a positive value. If you end up with a negative value here, you've done something incorrect. Check your signs. So this is -1088 divided by -32. So it's negative over negative, which I know is going to be positive. So it's -1088 divided by -32. Oops, I got 3 there. Let me fix that. 2. Enter. And I get, looks like 34 seconds. Now, this is time. Don't forget, that's not your maximum height. So what it's saying is that in 34 seconds, the rocket will actually reach its maximum height. That's what it's telling you. So in order to find the maximum height, you have to substitute the 34 seconds back into the height equation. So we're doing h equals -16 times 34 squared plus 1088 times 34. Now, again, to avoid the confusion with height, h being the x coordinate of the vertex and h being height, I'm just going to use y for that value. Okay, so this is your y value, or your height. So negative 16. Now I'm just going to do that all in the calculator. Hey, let's plug that whole thing right in the calculator. So negative, whoops, I got 2 there. 16, open bracket, 34, close bracket. We'll square that value, plus 1088 times 34. And hit her. We got 18,000, sorry, 496 meters. Right? So, I mean, if you want to write it like a vertex, you can. We don't need to, but at 34 seconds, it reached its maximum height of 18,496 meters. Okay? Now, again, it's a word problem, so you might want to write a little word answer to your word problem. And you could say, maximum height, okay, reached by the rocket, or maximum height is 18496 meters. Okay, so there's your final answer. So that's number 10 on chapter 4 sample quiz.